displaying the glory of God's creation by visiting every state park, national park, and national forest in the contiguous 48 states. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave the Parker.
Welcome back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave the Parker. We are at Fort Yargo State Park. We are between Athens and Atlanta, Georgia. So we're east of Atlanta. We started at the Park Visitor Center back there. And our plan today is to hike the Lake Loop Trail. The Lake Loop Trail is the trail marked with yellow trail markings. So from that arrow there, I can see that I need to turn right here. And so that's what we're going to do. And so we'll finally leave the asphalt and start on the dirt here. Today is Tuesday, March the 8th, 2023. And the temperature right now is 75 degrees. It is a warm and sunny day here in north central Georgia. As its name implies, the Lake Loop Trail does go around most of the lake. It's a little over 6 miles. And so, in my opinion, this is the best hike at this park. I haven't done every trail here, but I've done most of the trails at this park. And so we'll get into it. When I got back to Parking Full Time World headquarters, I realized that the route I took on this hike wasn't really clear based on what I told you in the video here. So let me do a cut in here. Let me show you the trail map and show you the route that I took on this hike. I started up here at the Visitor Center. They have a very nice and very new and large visitor center at this park. And as I mentioned, I hiked the Lake Loop Trail. That's the yellow line on this map. And so, I hiked it clockwise. So I hiked around the north end of the lake, down here following the yellow line, down here through the 2 campgrounds, across the dam. And then down here to this really nice area, there's a nice bridge here across a little, a narrow section of the lake. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. That's actually my favorite part of this loop. Then we continued around the yellow loop here, up past Old Fort Yargo, and then a short road walk back to the visitor center, and that was the end of this hike. And so with that explanation, let's get back onto the trail. We're about a third of the way around the trail. We're about an hour in, and I have the camera zoomed in on a heron down by the lake. I'll zoom out here. This is one of my favorite parts of this trail. It's some really nice lake views here. It's a little bit breezy too. Hopefully you don't hear the wind too much. As I said, we're about a third of the way around the trail. We've crossed a couple of access roads. We have walked through a couple of campgrounds to get to here. What you see off there in the distance is the dam that forms this lake. And so for the next part of the hike, we will head down to the dam, we'll walk across the dam, and we will continue around the lake here at Fort Yargo State Park.
I muted this clip due to the wind. This is the view when you're walking across the dam. Typically the dam gives you the best lake view, and that does appear to be the case here. If you notice some yellow in parts of the water, that's actually pollen. That's a little unusual, but not really for Georgia and not really for this time of the year. So beautiful lake view here from the dam area. And we will keep walking across the dam and keep heading around the loop.
We're about 2 hours in now, and we have made it down to my favorite part of this hike, which is the bridge over the corner of the lake. Remember when they rebuilt this bridge a few years ago? This bridge used to be a lot narrower than it is now. Beautiful view down here, bright sunny day. We're about 2/3 of the way around the loop now. There are some picnic tables over there, so I think I'm going to go over there and sit and rest for a few minutes. And then we will continue around the lake. We made it back to historic Fort Yargo. That cabin there was built in 1793, according to the interpretive sign. This fort was built to protect settlers from Creek and Cherokee attacks. Since we're to the reconstructed fort, that means we are basically back to the visitor center. In fact, that building right across the lake there is the visitor center. And so I'll go ahead and do the outro here. This has been a very nice hike. If you're in the Athens or Atlanta area, then certainly it's worth it to come over here and do this hike. I do want to thank you for watching. Parking full time would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I thank you every day. So I'm going to cut this video. Until next time, I am Big Dave the Parker for Parking Full Time from Fort Yargo State Park. I'll pan over to the interpretive sign here. Fort Yargo State Park in north central Georgia. Have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.